Everybody, it's Dan. Name of my channel is Numerical Lion, where I use gematria or gematria to reveal the false reality in which we live in. And just more murder by numbers here today on November 18th, 2019. Minnesota Twins prospect Ryan Costello found dead in New Zealand. Murder by numbers. There's a song, Murder by Numbers, by the Police. It came out in 1983. And it goes, it's murder by numbers, 1, 2, 3. It's as easy to learn as your ABCs. It's murder by numbers, 1, 2, 3. It's as easy to learn as your ABCs. It's a clue. It's a hint at what they're talking about. There's also a movie poster from the movie Murder by Numbers with Sandra Bullock. Let me show you. I don't know if that's big enough. So I don't know if you could see that, but the E looks like a 3, and the B definitely looks like an 8, or 83, 38, and Sandra Bullock is in it. And why is that interesting? Well, Sandra Bullock equals 83. See the reverse reduction cipher where everything is reduced down to a single digit from reverse. And, murder by numbers. Murder is 83 and 38, the reflection of. So it's just more murder by numbers here on this day. And so let me read the story for you. So Minnesota Twins prospect Ryan Costello found dead in New Zealand. Here he is. Ryan Costello, Fort Myers Miracle at bat during a Florida State League game against the Charlotte Stone Crabs on April 6th at Charlotte Sports Park in Port Charlotte, Florida. Fort Myers defeated Charlotte 7-4. That number, occult 74, gematria 74, Masonic 74. This is a Jewish practice, Jewish mystical practice, Jewish 74. So Ryan Costello, a prospect in the Minnesota Twins organization, was found dead in New Zealand at age 23. Costello had arrived in Auckland last week to play his first season with the Auckland Tuatara, a team in the Australian Baseball League. In a news release, the Tuatara said preliminary indications suggest he died of natural causes. Now think about this. He's 23 years old, and he died of natural causes. Doesn't make any sense, And if you put natural causes in the calculator, we'll get to that later. Natural causes equals 38, like murder, like killing, murder, 38, killing, 38, death, 38, rest in peace, or RIP, 38 as well. So very suspicious that he's dead at such a young age, and just a bland vanilla statement from the organization. The Tuatara would like to express their deepest condolences to Ryan's family back home in the United States and to the whole Minnesota Twins organization, the release said. Support is being offered to the Tuatara players who are naturally devastated at the moment. Here's a picture of Ryan Costello. He went to Central Connecticut State, age 23, born on the 13th of June. Born with 115 numerology. So he went to Central Connecticut State University. That equals 203. He died when he was 23 years old. On a day with 23 numerology. I'll get to that in a little bit. So looking at his totals here, He batted career 290 hitter this year, August on the 2019 season, or as many his last 10 games. Why they have him up, I'm not sure. 290, and this was on a day with 29 numerology. He died 11 plus 18 is 29. And look, his last game, he his batting average had dipped to .083, 83 like murder, you know, 31 at bats, drafted in round 31 from Seattle, and 9-7 is death. Maybe we did this last time. You saw it. Death is 97. Death only has one H. Death 97 in reverse ordinal. So basically there's 4 base ciphers here. There's also something called single reduction, or the S exception. English ordinal is the alphabetic order. So D, the 4th letter of the alphabet, E, the 5th, A, the 1st, T, the 20th, H, the 8th. You add it up, it equals 38. Reduction is everything down to a single digit. So instead of T being 20, T is 2. And then there's single reduction where S, it's called the S exception, where S is the 19th letter of the alphabet. It can be reduced twice. 1 and 9 is 10. That's the S exception. And 1 and 0 is 1. That's full reduction. And then there's something called reverse ordinal, where it's the alphabetic order reverse. So as you can see there, A equals 26, D equals 23, E equals 22, T equals 7, H is 19. It's the alphabetic order reversed, and that equals 97. And then the rules of numerology, everything is reduced down to a single digit. So A would be 8 instead of 26, D would be 5 instead of 23, and E would be 4 instead of 22. So that's how it is. You need to learn this code to learn how things are in this world. So lots of stuff in this D code here. He died 159 days after his birthday, or the 159th day of his age. If you include the end date from June 13th to November 18th, 159 days. That is significant. And a couple reasons why. Because his name in English ordinal, alphabetic order, is 159. As you can see, Ryan adds up to 58, Costello 101. You add it together, 159. Anybody with an elementary school education can do this. So he was 23 on a day with 23 numerology. I mentioned it before, there was a day with 23 numerology. And he went to Connecticut State University, right? Or was that Central Connecticut State University, which equals 203. Just another 23. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 8 plus 2 plus 1 plus 9 is 23. And his first name, Ryan, equals 23 in reverse reduction. Ryan Costello in New Zealand, a perfect match in reverse ordinal, 165, 165. So it's interesting that he's, in New Zealand. I guess it must be winter ball, honing his skills in New Zealand, in the Australian League. And this is from the Scottish Rite. Scottish Rite 165, also 159, like Ryan. Costello, like how many days it was till his death, and also like Ryan Costello in New Zealand. Scottish Rite runs things. Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. So he's dead on a day with 29 numerology. 11 plus 18 is 29, and it was on the 322nd day with 43 left. And Costello equals 29 and 43. Day with 43 days left in the year. So also a day with 41 numerology, if I could speak. 11 plus 18 plus 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 9 is 41. And it was on the 322nd day, which is the Skull and Bones number. If you look, Skull and Bones, identified by the 322, Genesis 322, and the Lord God said, "The man has now become like one of us, knowing good and evil. He must not be allowed to reach out his hand and take also from the tree of life and eat and live forever." So, identified by this number 322, George W. Bush, his father, I believe his father before that, they were all bonesmen, very elite secret society. It only has 15 members, and I'll tell you why that's significant. 15 members are in the, they only accept 15 people. 15 equals 38, like murder, like killing, like death, like RIP. It's a death cult. Skull and Bones, look at it. It's all about murder. There's the 15 right here. 15. So also Skull and Bones and where he's playing for have a pretty perfect match. 149, 41, like the day numerology. Auckland to Atora, the team. Also 149, 41. I think Auckland itself is 149 as well. When you type in Auckland. Auckland. Yeah, 149 as well. So let's get back to the decode here if we can find the tab we're on. So yeah, so just another ritual murder by numbers story. Look at his stats. I found this is very interesting. In 2019, he batted 223. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that. 223, the 48th prime number. Also 223, the reflection of 322. He played in exactly 108 games last year between two different teams. So 108. He hit 43 home runs. Look at that. He hit, for his career, he hit 43 home runs, and he died with 43 days left in the year. His last name equals 43. Also 163 RBIs. I didn't see this before. 163 RBIs. There's Costello, 43. 163 is the 38th prime. We've been talking about that number, the murder number. So funny he should die. He was born also with 115 numerology. 6 plus 13 plus 96 is 115. So that's also interesting. Also, Skull and Bones equals 140, what did it say, 149? Let me find that for you. 149, the 35th prime number. He was born with 35 numerology as well. 6 plus 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 6. 10, 11, 20 is 35. So another link between him and the Skull and Bones organization. What else? I know I was going to look at something else. So if you look at the teams he was on, wait. Oh, he wore number 15. Wow. I think he wore number 15. And that's the number that Skull and Bones allows into its ranks. 15 equals 38 if you write out 15. Yeah. So that is interesting. Learn something new every time. Ryan Costello. So let's look at his stats again. I think, where are stats? November 18th, the 322nd day of the year. Did I tell you that? 43 left. I think I did. So also, look at this. So from his birthday to when he died was also 22 weeks and 5 days. And that is interesting because getting back to the number 15, find this out some square root of 225 is 15. Yeah, the square root of 225 is 15. He wore number 15. Skull and Bones only allowed 15 members in. See if we can find Ryan Costello's stats again. Oh, where he's from? Ryan Costello. Is it different? Twins prospect. He's from Wethersfield in Connecticut. He's found dead in a hotel room. Hotel room. Dead in a hotel room. Also 41. You know, on a day with 41 numerology. Dead in a hotel room. Skull and Bones, also 41. Dead in a hotel room. God, so many pop-ups. So he's from Wethersfield. Wethersfield, 134. He was born with 134 numerology. 6 plus 13 plus 19 plus 96 equals 134. Also, kill 64, sacrifice 62. Wethersfield CT. Theater 77. Blood sacrifice 67. Drafted by the Seattle Mariners, and that is interesting because Seattle Mariners also drives with Wethersfield CT 62, and also 179 happens to be the 41st prime. We've been talking about this number 41, right? What about Mariners? Just Mariners 43, just like his last name. You know, Death 43, Mariners 43, like Costello 43, dead on the 322nd day with 43 left. Seattle 107, 44. He was born with 44 numerology. 6 plus 13 plus 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 6 is 44. 107, a ritual number, ritual sacrifice number. Also 17. So ritual sacrifice equals 107. Right, also 82 for Seattle. He was a ritual sacrifice. So the whole thing about baseball, he played 108 stitches on a baseball. Stitches on a baseball. Baseball. 108's the baseball number because there's 108 stitches on a baseball. So also if you write out baseball, if you spell it correctly, not in baseball, equals 54. And I think I saw that somewhere else. Got too many tabs open here. Yeah, ritual sacrifice 251. 251, the 54th prime number. If you look up here, 251, the 54th prime number. I've memorized my prime numbers. And Costello. Let's look at this guy again. Round 31 out of Seattle. I talked about that. Yeah, rest in peace to him. For the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. That's who he played for last, I think. Pensacola equals 41. We've been talking about this number the whole time. 41. The Blue Wahoos. 99. 207 like Ritual is 27. Just the Blue Wahoos. 149 like Skull and Bones. Yeah, like Blood Sacrifice 121. Blood Sacrifice also 67 and 76. Yeah, and 86. Kind of like the Pensacola. Kind of like Pensacola as well. So anyway, that'll do it for the decode. Just more murder by numbers. Rest in peace to this young man. Died of natural causes, you know. Minnesota equals 38 as well. Another 38 for you. Notice this was updated at 1037, or if you don't count the 0, 137, or 137, the 33rd prime number. Very special day to the elite. It's the 322nd day of the year. Skull and Bones. Secret Society that, there was the World Series was a tribute to the Skull and Bones. A lot of riddles about George W. Bush. H.W. Bush, the older Bush, the one who died. And I think this is the anniversary. Did he die on this day? I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that. But thanks for watching. Help spread this knowledge of gematria,